Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be using our Ninja Foodi Pro pressure cooker to make beef jerky. What? I like jerky. So you ready? Let's get into this. For our ingredients, we have some beef eye of round, low sodium soy sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of monk fruit sweetener, and our herb combination. In this herb combination, we have a little bit of onion powder, paprika, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And we're also going to use a 1 gallon Ziploc bag to marinate the beef in. Remember, if you want to make this recipe, all the ingredients and measurements are down in the description of the video, along with the calorie count, the fat, the protein, and the carbohydrates. The first thing we're going to do is slice this meat. When doing this, you want to slice with the grain. And if you're looking closely at the meat, you can see what direction the grain runs in. In this case, it's running this way. That means we're going to want to cut in the same direction. We don't want to cut perpendicular, we want to cut parallel. What we want to do is slice this up into pieces that are someplace between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch thick. Remember, we're going to be dehydrating this, so we don't want to cut them too thin. So you want them to look just a little bit like that. Next, we're going to grab a mixing bowl, and we're going to take all of our ingredients that we mentioned before, throw them into your mixing bowl. There's the Worcestershire, and there is the low sodium soy sauce right there. And you're just going to want to whisk these together really good to get them combined. Next, we're going to set that aside for a second, and go ahead and take your Ziploc bag, and let's lay all your pieces of meat that you just got done cutting in there. And once you have them in the bag here, go ahead and pour in your marinade. And you're going to want to go ahead and slosh that around in here really good. Make sure you get all of the meat coated really well here. Be sure you pay attention to the pieces that are up at the top. You're not going to have a problem marinating all the stuff down at the bottom, but up near the top where you just put everything in, you might be lacking there a little bit. Just be careful with that. And once you got it rubbed in there really good, go ahead and close your Ziploc bag. Trying to get as much air out of this as you can. And then this is going to go into the refrigerator for a minimum of 9 hours. So yes, jerky does take a long time to make, but you'll see it's actually very easy to make too.
Six months later.
In our case, we went ahead and let that marinate overnight. So it's been about a day. Let's go ahead and take that out. So we'll go ahead and get that out of the refrigerator. And we're going to want to remove as much of this marinade as possible. So I would just go ahead and pour everything out in the bowl, scrape off any excess, and set it aside. Remember, marinade is only going to penetrate about 1 millimeter or so into the meat, so you don't have to worry about too much of the stuff sitting on top. And you're going to want to have as much of the fat trimmed off of this as possible as well. Because the fat's not going to dry out very well in a dehydrator, and it tends just to turn things rancid. Next, you're going to want to lay your meat out on a dehydrating rack. These racks don't come with a pressure cooker, so I linked a good one down in the description of the video if you'd like to check that out. I thought about getting the one made by Ninja, but it looked like there were too many complaints and it seemed to be a little bit on the flimsy side for whatever reason. So I went ahead and went with this one instead. All of these little racks are 1810 stainless steel, and they seem pretty nice and sturdy. So you're going to want to lay out your meat as flat as you can. And try not to have the pieces of meat touching each other or anything like that. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Once you've got that stacked, load it into the pressure cooker. And select Dehydrate. You're going to want to set the temperature for 155 and the time for 7 hours, and then go ahead and start it up. You're going to want to start checking on this after it's been in there for about 5 hours or so, and then you just take it out whenever it reaches the texture that you want. I happen to like really dry beef jerky, so I'm going to be letting that go for the entire 7 hours.
3:28 a.m.
Okay, now that that's finished, let's check this out. That looks pretty darn good. Check it out. Be careful because this rack might be a little hot. Mine's not so bad, so let's get this thing unloaded. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about Joe's Phenomenal, you can watch a couple more videos, or you can check us out online at joesphenomenal.com. That beef jerky tastes as good or better than any beef jerky you find in the store. And it feels better because you made it yourself. I thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your busy day to watch our video. It really means a lot to me, and I hope to see you back again here really soon. So until next time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.